Welcome to the first podcast of 2022. Technically, it's still 2021 right now, but this is going live 2022. Tony, Campo, thanks for joining me again. Morty's not here like he wasn't before. Are we going to get straight into it? I think we're getting straight into it, yeah?
Straight into it. Let's get the new year started.
Here's the games. It's a massive game to kick us off. Arsenal versus Man City. Then we've got Watford Spurs. We've got Palace, West Ham, Brentford, Villa, Southampton, Newcastle, Leeds versus Burnley, Everton, Brighton, Chelsea, Liverpool, massive game there. And we finish again with the United Wolves. Tony, you have to finish every week, it seems, these days.
It's a cracker.
Having to wait. All right, that first game there, it's Arsenal versus Man City. Tony, you can start us off. Is it a straightforward win for City? Or is Arsenal, they're looking good recently, they're into fourth now. Can they trouble City?
I think they can trouble City, maybe for about 15 minutes of the 90. And then after that, I think it's going to be all City. Arguably, when United took on City in that derby and we got embarrassed, we were in better form than what Arsenal were now. So City toyed with us, and I think it's going to be another game like that where Arsenal will get their chances. They'll get 1, 2, maybe 3 chances, but City's going to toy with them. City's going to hold possession. I'm only going to go 2-0 City just because they are lacking that out there striker. But yeah, 2-0 City, and I hope I'm wrong, but it'll help myself and Campo's team for that top 4 push. So come on, City, for this game.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. Like, it was the same for when Arsenal came up against Liverpool. They were in some great form, and we thought, oh, can Arsenal provide a shocker? And then they got outclassed by Liverpool. And this is a City team that's better than Liverpool right now. Maybe not scoring as many goals, but they're a better team.
They're a different beast. They know what to do. They know what they do to get the result. They're a different beast.
Yeah, I've gone City 3-1. I think Arsenal will have their chances, like you said. They'll get a goal, but City's going to be way too strong for them. They're going to continue their winning ways. They're going to start the new year off with a win. Campo, any disagreements? I can't see you disagreeing.
I disagree that they will score a goal.
There we go.
You saw them come up against them last time. They got absolutely battered 5-0. I see it not being as bad, but I think it could be a 3-0, 4-0. You got Arsenal beating all the lower teams, but then as soon as they come up to a team with half a brain or a full brain, they just turn to mud and they get dominated. So I expect the same thing to happen.
Yeah, spot on. All right, the North London rivals. It is Tottenham away at Spurs. Sorry, me and Tony are both men in it. Tottenham away at Watford. Campo, we'll start with you.
We're versing
new year off,
and we're versing a team with half a brain. So we will. I think we'll win 3-0.
3-0. Okay, Tony, thoughts? Easy win again.
I said an easy win against Southampton. Yeah, I said an easy win against Southampton. Obviously, it wasn't, but I do see Tottenham getting all 3 points here. I mean, on their day, Watford can turn it on. We saw what they did to United. But I think under Conte, although they had a 1-1 draw, Spurs are a different beast. So I'm gonna go 4-0 Tottenham. I think they bounce back. Kane continues to score. Some will get his goal, and it's going to be a comfortable day away for Tottenham.
Yeah, I've gone with a comfortable day as well. I've gone 2-0 Spurs. I think they're not going to score goals for fun, but I think, Kane continues to score. Maybe Son, Lucas Moura even. Who knows who gets that second goal. I think Kane does score, though. It's going to be too much for Watford. And, look, I don't want to say it's going to happen, but Ranieri could be out after this game just because, again, we know how Watford are. We should be disappointed to see. But Spurs, they'll be continuing that run up the ladder.
And Romero is back in training, so he could be back for Premier League.
He plays defensively a little bit better. But Conte's
you put him in the bin in a week, Campo. It's fine.
No, never.
Conte has been great for Spurs so far. He's changed the team around and got them back on track. And I can't see anything different this game. We move into Palace versus West Ham. Tony, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this one? Do Palace have? I don't think Wilfried Zaha back? Will he only one game?
I think
it's only a 1 week suspension, so Zaha should come in.
Conor Gallagher, is he playing? I think for them to win this game, he needs to play.
It's a tough one. Obviously, there is still a few days. We don't know what's going to happen with COVID. We don't know if any of these games are going to get postponed. So you can only go based on
this match.
Yeah, they have. So you can only go obviously based on what's on paper. And if I'm looking at this, I'm going towards West Ham. I think they're going to have too much firepower for Palace. Zaha will come back in. He'll do 25 step overs, have a few shots, but we always know what happens come January. He's, oh my gosh, Zaha's on fire. Who's going to sign him? And he usually falls to shit come January 1st and no one signs him. And then he picks up his form after the transfer window. So I'm going to go 1-0 West Ham. Tight game, but they just do enough to get on and keep pushing up that table.
Campo, you don't usually like to tip a West Ham win, but are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? They're against Patrick Vieira, so which way are you siding towards?
I don't like either team. So I think West Ham won't hold a clean sheet, and I don't think Palace will. I will go a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw, okay. I've gone with a 2-1 West Ham. I think, like Tony said, they're going to be just enough for a Palace team that are very hot and cold at the minute. All right, we move into Brentford versus Villa. Tony, you had the game for them. Didn't you? Didn't know.
I was going to touch my computer for a second and I wasn't sure what was happening there. It just started popping up and I was trying to get rid of it.
All right, Brentford v Villa. Steven Gerrard, he's back in the dugout, is he, for Villa after COVID?
Well, it just depends on if he's got over it. Obviously, he'll have to provide that negative test, obviously, before the game, like all the players have to as well. And, I mean, he's been home, so this shouldn't be a game that's potentially going to get postponed. So, if he's back in the dugout, if he's not back in the dugout, I'm still going to sit on the fence here and I'm going to go 1-1. I think Brentford defends well at home, like we said. They'll get that goal and Villa will also scrape through the goal. And, yeah, I'm sitting on the fence for this one.
Campo, can Brentford build on that result against City? It was not a great result, obviously, but the performance, can they?
No.
Or is this Villa's?
I think Villa win this 2-1. I just think Villa, under Steven Gerrard, look a lot better. Better football, more intensity, and I think it'll be just too much for Brentford.
Okay, I've gone with Tony here. I've gone with a 1-1 draw. I think there's always one or two draws like to throw in the mix, and this is the one ultimately for this week. I think Brentford, they're going to at home be a bit better. If this was at Villa's ground, I'd probably say Villa 2 or 3-0 or 3-1 even. But at home, Brentford make it hard for teams just like they did against City. So 1-1 draw, not a bad point apiece for each team. Southampton, Newcastle, interesting game. Southampton, decent performance against Spurs. Newcastle, did they play? They didn't play, did they? So
Everton.
Is that their downfall? They've obviously put together a great result. Was it against United? But that was like a week ago now. So tired legs, fresh legs. Is it enough for them to get a win against a Southampton team that's been looking okay? Tony, what do you reckon?
I tell you, if I'm Newcastle, they should hire me because what I'd be doing right now is going out for the last 4 weeks and making my players get COVID and then bringing everyone in. I want to bring in January, boast to the team, and have 6 games in hand and go forward. So whoever's in charge at Newcastle, they should be fired for not getting this game postponed because that's what I'd be doing. But, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I've got this thing whenever I go for Southampton, they lose. Whenever I go against Southampton, they win. So I'm going to say 1-0 Newcastle in the hope that the trend continues and Southampton get the result. But, yeah, Southampton has struggled against small teams, done well against big teams. Newcastle, same thing. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I seem to have a little bit of a different trend where I suppose when I give any praise to Newcastle, they go and just top it off with a crap performance. We know how they perform against United. Can they do that again? I've gone with the Southampton 2-1 win. I think Southampton's performance against Spurs, it's a few days ago, so they can build on that. I think United are going to come out a bit slow. Newcastle are going to come out against a bit slow, given that they were a little bit of time off here. So Southampton 2-1 win. Prowsey with a free kick this time. I'm going to go with. It's enough for a goal swing and a 2-1 win. Campo, which way are you seeing this one?
I'm going all on the fact if ASM and Callum Wilson are fresh or injured, they both limped off against United. I heard a stat that Newcastle have won twice without Callum Wilson in 17 games. So if he's not there, I don't see them winning. But if he's there, I'm going to say a draw.
Draw, okay, that'd be an interesting one. All right, Leeds versus Burnley. Well, I don't even remember the last time Leeds played. I've forgotten about them. Burnley, decent performance against United, but it wasn't enough, obviously. Is it going to be enough against a Leeds team who, again, I don't remember the last time they played, so they're going to be
fresh.
fresh, but also are they match fit? Who knows? Campo, we'll start with you. What's your prediction for this game?
I'm going to go Leeds 3-1 as well.
3-1, okay. Tony?
I mean, obviously it's a tough one. Yeah, we look at the last couple games that Leeds have played. It was, I think the last point they picked up was a 2-2 against Brentford, and that was at the start of December. They've gone and lost to Chelsea, gone and got thumped by City, gone and got thumped by Arsenal. So maybe that time off's done them well. I know as a player, if I ever copped heaps of goals a couple of weeks in a row, it was kind of a mentally, you need that break, you need to recover. But like you said, this game, they've got injuries. They've got the COVID cases from the past. So if everyone's not fit, I can see this game being a nil or draw, to be honest. But for the sake of, I want to see Leeds in that relegation zone, I'm going to go Burnley 1-0, Chris Wood 90th minute, and hope that Burnley fall closer to that relegation battle.
Well, given it's a Leeds game, I've gone with a few goals here. I've gone with the Leeds 2-1. I think, like you said there, mentally, it's good to, after you've shipped quite a few goals in a few weeks, to have a bit of a time off. So I'm hoping for their sake it's going to help them. But it's not. I don't think it's going to be the greatest game to watch. I think it's just going to be something just crazy, a couple goals in it. But it's going to be enough for them to get a win and give them a little bit of a buffer out of that relegation scrap they're in. And I suppose against another team that is right below them on the ladder, it is a 6-pointer. So must-win game for Leeds, I think. Burnley can probably accept the draw here, given they've got a few games in hand over Leeds, and take that and move on. But, yeah, 2-1 Leeds, the way I see it. How about another team that hasn't played in God knows how long? It's Everton versus Brighton. We know what Brighton did against Chelsea just a couple of days ago. Are they going to take that game into this game against Everton, or how do you see this one going, Campo?
I think it all depends on if Calvert-Lewin's back or not. If he's back, they have, a world-class striker up top that can find the net. But if they don't, I think it'll be a comfortable Brighton win. If Calvert-Lewin's back, I think Everton will just sneak through with a win. Well,
Everton's last game was against Chelsea as a 1-1 draw, and that was a game they played most of their kids. There wasn't too many familiar faces on that team sheet, and they put together a great performance. But are they going to do that again? Do they have, I suppose, better players and more experienced players ready for this game? Does this game go ahead? I think Brighton still take it. I've gone 2-1 Brighton. I think their performance against Chelsea was phenomenal. If they take that into this game, they win away from home. Tony, do you see it? Which way?
Well, as we usually do when you guys are talking and something does come up, I do search it in the background. So there are people saying to take care with bringing Dominic Lewin back, but he should be in the lineup. So he's in the lineup. If I'm going by off what I'm reading online, I'm going to go 3-0 Everton, and I think he's going to get a double, and he'll have a quick rest in. He'll come off in the 80th minute to a standing ovation from the Everton fans.
3-0, you reckon?
3-0. If he's back, that changes the whole dynamic of how that team plays. They have someone up top that they have faith in, someone to look for. And a team like Everton, if you've got that, happy days.
There's a few out there calls from you this week, I think.
Hey, I've had a few out there calls. I was close last week. I was close again this week going into it. So we'll see how we go 3 weeks in a row.
All right. We move into the biggest game of the round, second biggest game of the round. I'm going to say biggest. Chelsea versus Liverpool. It's second v third. I don't want to start this one. Tony, I'm going to start with you. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, I think we're going to need another combined XI between you and Morty because I think a lot's changed. Keeper could come into question again. That keeper could change back over. Who knows?
Well, he's going to get right back. He doesn't have a right back currently. He's going to get left back.
Definitely have the right back. Yeah, I can see this. I can see this going one of two ways. It is at Chelsea. It is at Stamford Bridge. They're not known to defend there, but I think Tuchel could set up a bit defensively given the troops that you are missing. He's probably going to start Lukaku. I think Werner would be a better fit for this game.
Werner won't be fit.
I know he won't be fit, but I'm saying a player like that would be a better fit than having a big man up top against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because two big bodies against Van Dijk, all I'm doing is having Van Dijk push him in the back every time he touches the ball, and
I suppose
he's not going to turn Van Dijk.
That's what they said the first game, that Lukaku was kind of bodied the whole game. I didn't think he played too bad, but yeah, it would be good to have that Werner be able to run in behind. Do they hopefully be able to use Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi that same way? I don't think they can do the same thing as what Werner does. What was your prediction? I didn't before I interrupted.
Well, I think you're hitting Liverpool at a very bad time. Obviously, we discussed before this. You'd prefer to have them without Mane and Salah. If this was a couple days later. So I think this could be dangerous for Chelsea because they're going to leave everything on that field, and I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool. I think just Chelsea's not in the best of form. Liverpool, although they did lose to Leicester, it's dangerous to play a Liverpool after they lose a game. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with that 2-0 Liverpool.
All right, Campo, which way do you see this one going?
I'm going to sit on the fence and go a 1-1 draw.
Any big game, Campo's on the fence. He never wants to make a call. Any big game.
Well, that's the way it finished when we were away to Anfield and we had 10 men for 45 minutes. So I'll probably take a 1-1 draw in this game. It will keep us above them for a little bit longer. I have gone with obviously a biased 2-1 Chelsea win. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet, but I think we surprised Liverpool. I think we've been bad recently. This might be the game where we play some good football again and kind of get a deserved result. But like you said, Tony, it's going to be a very tough game. Liverpool after a loss, they've got a few days before they have to ship Mane, Salah, a few others off to the AFCON. So why not just use them to the best of their abilities today? But yeah, I've gone with the Chelsea 2-1. That's more of an optimistic approach, but I'll take a draw. Also wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool come out guns blazing and actually take it to us and tear us off the park. But 2-1, I hope it comes off. We're going to move into the final game of the round. Tony, you're going to start us off again. It's United v Wolves. As I said before, you're always playing that final game of the round, it seems.
I just think, obviously it's how it's bouncing in at the moment. We've been given a few late games, which, I mean, isn't too exciting for me because I'm back at work on the 3rd and this game's on the 4th. So it's going to be a tough one getting up at 4:30 in the morning to watch this and then back it up with a full day's work. But Bruno obviously does come back into that lineup, so someone does have to give way. It'll be probably either Cavani, Matic, or potentially McTominay. I think after today, McTominay is probably your first name on the team sheet. I'm going to go... I can't give us a clean sheet. I can't in our right mind sit here anymore and say, we're going to win 2-0, we're going to win 3-0 because, one, I don't know who the backline's going to be. Obviously, Varane came off the bench today. Had his issues against Newcastle, looked a bit better today, got his fitness back, but when I've got Harry Maguire sitting next to me, I'm still not confident that we're going to keep a clean sheet. So I'm going to go 3-1 on the basis of Wolves are going to be a lot more open. They're going to attack us, and we're going to find those gaps in behind. Obviously, Sancho played his best game, arguably in a United shirt this morning, so I think he retains his spot. Greenwood retains his spot, and the way they will switch in sides and attacking in, I think we'll get a few early goals, and they'll peg one back, but it'll be a comfortable win.
I've gone with a close result, but it's a United result, 2-0. I was just looking at the table, and Wolves have only scored 13 goals this year. I only consider 14, though. So that they keep it close. They don't get blown out really ever, but they also don't like to score goals. I think United back in a little bit of form there, unbeaten in a few, back on the winners board will be enough to get them over the line. I think Ronaldo scores again. Like you said, Bruno gets into the lineup. I think Bruno needs to start producing again because he has been a bit quiet by his standards, of course. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see both those lads score and a 2-0 win for United against a Wolves team that's not far behind in the ladder, I suppose. Campo, you get to round us out for the match week. How's it going?
I'm not sitting on the fence for this game, but I'm going to go a 1-0 United win, 80th minute penalty to win the game.
Tony will take it. I don't say anything.
I'll take it. If you would have said 90th minute, I would have taken that too. So it's all right.
All right. Well, that's all we're going to have time for. It's match week 21's preview. We'll see you again in a few days' time, over a week's time for the review. Until then, see you later.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.